over their peaceful conduct during the just concluded governorship election in Edo State. Now, the news in detail. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has issued a 40-day ultimatum to the federal government to address the long-standing issues which date back to 2009 agreement or face industrial action. Our correspondent, Victoria Kwameda, filed the story from here.
Well, Osedeke, the union expressed the frustration with the government's inaction on matters such as renegotiation of the 2009 federal government and ASU agreement, which was updated by the NIMI Briggs Committee in 2021. ASU is also demanding the release of withheld salaries from the 2022 strike, along with payment owed to staff on sabbatical part-time and adjunct roles affected by the Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System (IPPIS). The union warned that the government's delay is causing a deepening crisis in the public university system. ASU's demands further include funding for the revitalization of the public universities captured in the 2023 federal budget and the payment of earned academic allowances. It also calls for the resolution of issues like the unchecked proliferation of universities by both federal and state governments, the implementation of university visitation panel reports, and the reversal of the dissolution of governing councils. ASU warned that the failure by the government to act within the 14-day window may lead to industrial actions and stated that it should not be blamed for any disruption that may occur. Victoria Okwamedua reporting for VOS TV News.
Moving on, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG Frank Umba, in charge of Edo Police contingent for the just concluded Edo governorship election, has commended Edo people for their peaceful conduct before, during, and after the election. Frank Umba disclosed this during a post-election briefing at the headquarters of the Edo State Police Command. Our correspondent, Jute Aweke, completes the report.
DIG Frank Umba says throughout the exercise under the watch of the Nigerian police in collaboration with sister security agencies, no life was lost. He however says the exercise was not without some arrest of some unscrupulous elements in some parts of the state who attempted to break the law during the election.
We have a total of 6 arrests. That's a summary. We expect this number to shoot up in the course of investigations because we expect that there will be accomplices. I mean, there will be people who aided, who abetted, who procured, who facilitated, who sponsored these suspects who were arrested.
DIG Frank Umba also speaking on post activities of police in the state after months of the election, notes that police patrol had since been heightened in various parts of the state to protect lives and properties of residents, including government assets.
We are commencing massive patrols of the state. We are putting in place a strategy that will give rise to high visibility policing.
Recall that the Nigerian police had deployed a total of 35,000 personnel to manage the security of the Edo State governorship election held on Saturday the 21st of September 2024. The deployed police officers were supported by sister security agencies in an inter-agency collaboration to ensure a peaceful conduct of the election. Jude Aweke, reporting for VOS TV News, Benin.
Moving on, the withdrawal of Justice Binta Yanko from the trial of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, who is being prosecuted by the federal government over terrorism in the past 3 years, has suffered a recent setback. Our correspondent, Victoria Ukwameno, said the accusation leveled against the judge necessitated its withdrawal. Her report is presented from our studio.
Hearing in the terrorism trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, took a dramatic turn on Tuesday as Kanu accused Justice Binta Nyako of biasness for failing to adhere to a Supreme Court ruling. In a heated confrontation, Kanu demanded that Justice Nyako be withdrawn from the case, stating that he had lost faith in her ability to deliver a fair judgment. Following the tense exchange, Justice Nyako announced a decision to step down, remitting the case to the Chief Judge for reassignment. During the session, Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, attempted to intercede but was sternly rejected by his client, who insisted that the judge had disregarded the Supreme Court's directive. The prosecution counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo, refuted Kanu's claim, urging the judge to continue the hearing. Despite this argument, Justice Nyako upheld her decision to withdraw herself from superintending over the case. Victoria Okwamedua reporting for Viewers TV News.
In the meantime, the need for citizens to rise to defend and shun financial inducement during electoral process has been advocated. This was the fulcrum of the submission made by a popular political activist Aisha Yusufu while fielding questions from our news crew regarding the outcome of the just concluded Edo State governorship election. The report is 5 from our studio. Yusufu has decried the outcome of the Edo State governorship election held on the 21st of September 2024. In a special interview with our news crew, Aisha expressed deep sadness over how the election was marred by vote buying by the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party.
The election, as you've seen it, it's something that was marred with vote buying. At the end of the day, both the federal might, what they call them, and the state might, they have impoverished the people. And what they did was to weaponize that poverty that they have put on the people and they got the vote of the people. And after that, I got everything and PDP participated. PDP was outbidden and it's not crying for it. Doesn't make sense to put yourself to work in a process that is criminal and you don't have any moral justification to come out and cry.
The co-founder of Bring Back Our Girls movement expressed concern over the vulnerability of the voters and how the people's wish was brutally disregarded, stressing that the trend must be reversed to pursue a better future for Nigerians.
Participating in that vote buying, then you have got to be a place where the meeting actually happened. So the vote buying said everything. So there really was no election. It was a bidding war that took place.
She expressed with regret the fate of those that traded their vote in the past and the consequences of their choices.
I think what we should be talking about is the fact that if there's reorganization today and there's no reorganization of poverty and there's no impoverishment of the people and there's no weaponization of illiteracy, then people will understand the value of their mandate and they will understand it. But the thing that is most even, at one place it looks funny, and at the same time you just feel like crying for the people of Edo State. The fact that 2016, 10,000 was used to buy your vote. 2024, 10,000 or 5,000 was also used to buy your vote. 10,000 in 2016 will probably get you 20 tubers of yam if I'm going to use yam. But today you barely can get 3 tubers out of it. They have not even upgraded the value that they have and the value of their vote. And that tells you what illiteracy is all about and why it's been weaponized and poverty also. At the end of the day, Nigerians need to understand if we continue on this trajectory, we're going to keep going down, and then prayers, God will not do for us what He has given us capacity to do for ourselves.
To reverse this trend, she called for intensive voters' education, citizen activeness, as well as electoral reforms that will guarantee the independence of INEC and the electoral process.
The hope of every Nigerian is to ensure that there is absolute reform in the electoral process. What we have to right now we have is a criminal enterprise, and it needs to go. It's for Nigerians to ensure that we are focusing on that INEC itself. It needs to be absolutely independent. No president should have the power to appoint an INEC chairman. That shouldn't be the power that the president should have. And also, when we look at the whole issue in terms of the voting, the Electoral Act needs to also be upgraded to the level where it stops every of these things that happen. We have criminals who are parading themselves as politicians and whatever. So we need to also up our game and ensure that the law is there to catch them and ensure that the level playing field is allowed for everyone that wants to.
Austin Ayanen reporting for VSTV News. That is the size of our package, but before we go, a recap of our major stories. ASU has issued 40-day ultimatum to federal government over non-implementation of 2009 agreement. We also noticed that Justice Nyanko's withdrawal has stalled the trial of IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu. And finally, we told you that Deputy Inspector General of Police Frank Umba has commended Edo people over their peaceful conduct in the just concluded governorship election in Edo State. On behalf of our production crew, led by Kelly Esigbe, I am Austin Ayanen. Thank you very much for joining us, and do enjoy the rest of your evening.